Hello, this is KRBrickBot, and I'm here with the reissue of Helloka봇 Sky in like 5 years. And being this late into the game, it's the 2020 facelift edition. Sky didn't go through the Carbot logo only reissue phase, so straight from Hyundai to not a Hyundai. And as you can guess, I don't have the original box for this. But someone else did recently, good for him. The new packaging still shares the same colors of the white, blue, and green, but I think the blue is much more dominating on this new style. And it still keeps the hexagonal motif, which, come to think of it, I think was actually inspired by the Veloster's hexagonal grille. On top, car mode, robot mode, facelift, more stock photos, and old stock photos. And the bio here, Sky, 2020 of May. It might just be the illustrations, but this is looking like a much lighter shade of orange. Now for the unboxing. Oh, that's really friction in there. Yep, boxed up here. Both of the accessories just stuck in like this. Scabbarding and a big gun. And a lot of empty space. And the shield is loose right in there. Kind of bolted in there, so. And an extra cardboard piece here. Back and forward, yep.
Hey, I'm not an it, I'm a she.
So Sky having a car chest forward design, you can immediately see the differences. Instead of this Hyundai grille with a spacebar license plate, this one has several arrows pointing toward it, like a very triangular thing and trapezoidal thing. There's still that license plate position, but that is very stylistically different. And the front headlights, instead of them being round, they are quite angled and silver, completely silver, squarey silver. And the doors, as you can see, there's a whole lot more stuff added to here, like this divot and this bump. And of course a slightly different handle. The rear view mirrors, they look about the same. And coming down to the bottom, not much is immediately visible except the completely different wheels. Very thicker and very more detailed wheels, those spokes. Quite a different look. I've also noticed that the newer facelift version has a lighter shade of blue overall. It looks like their plastic is all blue. Except for the arms, it looks like these are darker blue here, but for everything else, especially the paint, lighter blue, darker blue. If you look at the feet, kind of hard to tell from the camera, but the facelift Sky has darker blue feet. So if you compare the guns, this looks like it has a lighter shade of blue. This is the facelift Sky. Yeah, this is the original darker blue color. Surprisingly, the car shield looks about the same. Maybe just a slightly different orange paint material, but it looks like hasn't really been anything modified from this, even the underside. And she still has that third door leg weapon storage of the tiniest police baton. Super tiny sticky. Yeah, being a tiny thing, this looks really out of place, I guess. Some might think it looks really dinky. Would look better with the smaller deluxe Transformers. So just pop it back in there if you don't like it. Articulation's still pretty good. A little bit of ball socket side to side wiggle, a little bit of up and a little bit of down. Not full 360, which do you really need it anyway? 2 clicks at these butterfly shoulders. Full 360s. Elbow. You know, I think if they just shaved this down, this could have worked as a bicep swivel. Because this entire shoulder joint is connected to this entire shoulder piece. And there's some squared off bits. Yeah, if you just shaved it all off and such, this could work as a bicep swivel. Except that shaft is also connected to this separate blue piece, so that might be a little tricky, but I think a bicep swivel is customizable possible. And to an extent a wrist swivel if this was molded differently. No waist on her thick torso and her codpiece. 4 clicks. About 3 clicks back. Beautiful spread. Not quite 90 knees. Full around and 2 joints at the foot. Doesn't allow quite this backward movement, but a lot of forward motion. And also on a whim, I got another Sky from Sir Toys. Hoping that this would be a good new shiny template so I could just swap the grills for licensed and unlicensed mode. But no, even these two are different other than the logo. This is a completely Chinese mold. If you give her the belly split, you can see this is made in China, 2019 Choi Rock, 2019 entire Choi Rock's Chinese partner, 2014 Choi Rock made in Vietnam. And even the newer version, 2014 Choi Rock made in China. Yeah, it kind of looks like they just re-engineered, just replicate engineered for this. So the mold's mostly the same, but this is a very Chinese-y feel, as in cheaper. This feels cheaper. For one, paint applications. Cheaped out on the paint applications. No gray trim around the upper thighs. No lower arm painted blue here. It's just plain white. No car trim, black car trim on the doors. And more noticeably, no green accents on her feet. And the paint is less glossy on her head here. Yeah, just this overall feels like a very cheap Chinese feel. And also what's kind of cheap is how this headlight has been glued to the main body. Yeah, it's a sloppy job to say the least. Sloppy. And the shield is loose as wick. This little clip here, nothing. Holds it securely. Transformation. Make sure to stick in the gun this way. Click it in there. Pull her waist apart to hinge that hinge in the front of the hood inward. Flip out those wheels. Click in those feet. Click it in. Those little arm tabs here to the torso. Little slots to these long slots on her arms. And you could leave the shield off or on if you like, so you can easily just plop that in. The totally not a Veloster mode. A Veloster Turbo, set apart from its regular Veloster counterpart with this grill and the word mark Turbo right here, although it only has Veloster. and a orange hatchback thing. So comparing the differences, those car bits that are displayed in robot modes smoosh together into the car front. And you can see how that flows together. Yeah, this angled bit jutting out more and this angled bit jutting out compared to the real Veloster. And that grille is really sticking out where it just sat flush on the Veloster. Slightly different mold there. And on the side, that very different door design. And those very thicker wheels. Again, the headlights look almost identical. The hood intakes have been redesigned considerably. They have a little lip now. And some extra streak lines that go inward to the painted vents. That's a really nice premium attention to detail. Even though it's only visible from the back now, you can clearly see it on the Veloster, but not so here. And coming to the bottom, looks like the newer version actually has all the black trim painted on the bottom as well. This one just has it on the side, like 1, 2, 3. So that's a nice attention to detail. It still has a circular gas cap, patrol cap. And on the back, it's very different. Yeah, so instead of just omitting the Hyundai logo and just leaving some sort of blank handlebar, this has been completely redesigned to have some sort of pattern. And those crevasses on the Veloster, like in the headlights to the trunk, they've been shortened considerably. And the rear exhaust vents, the exhaust ports, they're very much more wider and pentagonal now. And including those little bumps on the bottom here, they are much more crystallic. And the side tail lights, these are much more squarier now, very squarey. And an extra little... Again, the rear lights, it's really hard to tell if there's anything different about that. And it still has a 3-door opening function. Yeah, that's some surprisingly roomy space in there. Yeah, you could possibly squeeze a few boxes or laying down people in there. And the Chinese Sky here. The main difference besides the not licensed version is just, yeah, that black trim is nowhere to be seen here. The back is fairly identical, yeah, except for that part. So far, the other facelifts were sort of subtle, and so you could kind of squintingly imagine they were heavily customized Hyundai cars. But this one is so stylistically different, I'm inclined to headcanon this as Sky's Cybertronian mode. Headcanoning that the facelift versions are like prequel versions. They're alien Cybertronian modes before they came to Earth. Cybertronian modes that look incredibly similar to our Earth vehicles. Then she scanned in Earth mode. And where there's a Sky, there's a Sky SWAT, and where there's a Sky SWAT, there's a Sky SWAT's facelift. The purple really dominates this new packaging. So looking at the back of the box, this one was also pretty white, but it has that uniform Techno's specs packaging. All the same stock photos, except the arrow is just pointing outward as if it was the sliding gun, but no, it's actually the backflip stock gun. The new box seems slightly shorter in depth, but about the same in width. Oh look, actual police sirens here as well. I'm a little disappointed that the grille, the front reinforced bumper looks exactly the same. Except this one has slightly less brighter red. Exactly the same. Oh, and those new doors really break the printing of it. Well, I mean, it looks kind of weird now that the SW is just sticking out here while all that is just sunken in. But yeah, all the same molding differences. I guess this could pass off as an alien Cybertronian police car if you remove all the SWAT. And as such, they look virtually identical to each other, unless you're looking at the shoulders and the wheel legs, the leg wheels. But they do really look like a squad now, a SWAT squad. Soon to be joined by the newer Sky SWAT. And she really let herself go. So Sky finally gets a reissue after 5 years. Although well into the really have to completely redesign phase. But still, I think Sky might be one of my favorite Hyundai car designs. As I said with the others, if you missed out on the first time, here's the second go. Or if you really want to stick to that Veloster design, that Veloster grille, yeah, you could probably get the Chinese version from Sir Toys. But as I pointed out, this is the slightly cheaper version. I mean, it still has the good build quality, but just slightly cheaper.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe and get notified and comment and interact with the video a little more. So until next time, this is KRBrickBot signing off.